Worked with CAL FIRE to create an interactive map showing the perimeter of the fire as well as the evacuation orders and warnings. You can find that right now on the homepage at KTLA.com.
All right, Sam, thank you so much for that. And you were mentioning Ventura, and I have viewers sending me pictures of the smoke that they can see in Ventura from this fire that is burning near Castaic, the Hughes fire. It's exploded since 10:30 this morning when it was first reported to now more than 5,000 acres. The good news is that winds are not so strong in the sense that it is impeding any kind of air assault on the fire, and we've seen fixed-wing aircraft like you see on the left of your screen, helicopters, super scoopers, all mounting an attack from the air. And then on the ground we have firefighters from the Forest Service and LA County Fire that are there in terms of ground crews.
Yeah, working.
Homeowners getting coverage, especially considering homes in a fire zone. Do you have insurance for your house?
We do, and it's hard. It's not the first time I called home insurance that I got it. I had to call around. They wouldn't cover certain zip codes, area codes, and it's hard to find home insurance that will cover you, but obviously at a cost.
Right. Well, definitely something that is a necessity. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Looking at the fire, guys, you can see it's always changing. The smoke is darker. It's getting really just hoping for the best. As far as fire personnel out here, of course, they are making water drops. There's fire personnel in these neighborhoods. We have sheriff's deputies here as well, making sure that people are listening to the evacuation orders and leaving. But this area right here, this ridge, is going to serve as the staging area if this fire happens to get any closer, because you can see how critical this area is. Now we have Edison property over this way, and so on the other side of this ridge there is good defensible space, but all of this here, this is just perfect fuel for this fire. And with the wind acting the way that it is, it's anyone's guess what's going to happen out here. We're all very hopeful that the fire stays contained. We're all very hopeful that Lake Hughes, which is just down from where we are, creates a buffer zone between the fire and this community. But flying embers, that's always a big risk there.
All right, Elena, and there you have it. Neighbors, they're packed up, They're ready to go, but they're watching closely because they're just hoping and praying that the fire does not get to where they are. We just saw a pretty good Phos-Chek drop.
One of the air attack command planes, he's going to fly a line. Oftentimes they spray out a squirt of water that kind of, basically demonstrates exactly where they want it, and then the pilots that are in the aircraft directly behind them will follow suit, follow that line, and they're going to drop that Phos-Chek. It looks like he's at a lower altitude. He's right on course to make his way along Lake Hughes Road. So let's see here in the next few seconds if he's going to drop that retardant. This DC-10, he can drop 12,000 gallons of retardant, and that's just, it looks like a mile long of retardant that this thing can drop. And here he is. Okay, so he's right along that edge, and there we go. Okay, so they're going to try and pinch off this section right along the southeast portion of the.
And what's going to be behind it? It's going to be one of the ones that drop the Phos-Chek. So I'm not sure if they're going to do a drop right now or they're just assessing the area. But you can see them making their way past here, and that Phos-Chek plane following behind. So I would venture to say they're starting to look over here.
Really trying to get ahead of this. You got to think of all the firefighter resources in town for the other fires that we've been experiencing the last couple of weeks. It seems like a lot of those resources have been put on this, and with those winds, it's definitely necessary given the situation. But again, where we are, it looks like this is kind of the last line of defense before it approaches the 5, and they're doing everything they can to try to prevent it from crossing.
Everything going, what do I grab? And then you look at your bag and go, I haven't even put anything in it yet. So it's a really tough moment, but I think we got the right things, and luckily we have friends and family that are close that are letting us come over. We're going to be taking off here real soon. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was going to ask, what is it going to take for you to eventually evacuate as we watch these flames kind of dance around this?
Or from the sheriff's department, and It looks like it's clearing up.
All right, let's go ahead and bring your attention to what, there's got all the firefighters cheering over there. They just did a big water drop. It does look like they are getting this stamped out and at least contained for now. We'll go ahead and send it back to you in the studio, but clearly out here breathing a sigh of relief. For a second there, it was a little hairy. We weren't sure what was going on.
Is north of where our other reporters, Haley and Matthew, are, closer to Castaic Lagoon, but there's a number of businesses in that area besides that home association, Stonegate Castaic Association. We are looking at concerns, though, as this fire has spread. Now we're hearing 1,000 acres now. 8,000. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
8,096 acres.
Wow.
CAL FIRE just updating this, the acreage of this fire as we look at the Erickson Aero tanker. A beautiful sight that is. We were reporting 5 home is safe. Did any of the coverage that you've been watching change how you would deal with an emergency like we're seeing today?
Not really. I mean, you just have to be prepared and, leave it in the professionals' hands, let them do their job.
And the current conditions where you are, you said you're standing on a ridge right now. How windy is it? Give us a sense of what you're feeling.
It's not too terribly windy right here, but, the fire creates its own wind. I'd say there's gusts maybe 15 to 20 miles an hour. But I'm up in the new construction zone watching. I can see flames from where I'm at, and I'm watching some incredible fire drops of the Phos-Chek, and it's kind of a cool show.
It is amazing to see them at work. Todd, are you from Southern California?